Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Today we're looking at some really high-level idioms from The Big Bang Theory, specifically from some of their blooper reels versus the actual scenes.
It's a great source, but quickly, before we dive in...
Oh, right. This material is from a SpeakDuo lesson. If you're listening and you feel like you know the theory but you freeze up when you actually have to speak, you should check out SpeakDuo.com.
What is it exactly?
It's a platform where you can meet people from all over the world on video calls just to practice and build that real-world speaking confidence.
That's a great idea. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first phrase we need to tackle is to play something off.
Right, to play it off. You usually see this happen right after someone does something, well, embarrassing.
Exactly. In the blooper, an actor trips on the stairs, and instead of stopping the scene, he just immediately starts dancing. He's playing it off.
Okay, but I have to ask, how is that really different from just shrugging it off? Because I feel like people get those two confused.
They do, and it's a really good question. The distinction is huge. Shrugging it off is, well, it's internal. It's a mindset.
So if someone insults me, I just decide it doesn't matter. I shrug it off.
You ignore it. Precisely. Whereas playing it off is an action. It's a performance.
Ah, so it's external. It's social camouflage.
Yes, you are actively doing something to convince everyone that the mistake either didn't happen or, that it was all part of the plan.
So it's all about saving face in real time.
Exactly. Let's think about a workplace situation. You're pitching to a huge client, and your presentation slides suddenly go black.
That's the absolute worst-case scenario.
Total nightmare. Now, if you just stand there sweating, you look incompetent. But if you turn to them and say, I just wanted to give everyone a moment of Zen meditation before we look at the Q4 numbers,
and you get a laugh. You just played it off.
you reframed the failure as a joke. It's a power move.
And for an IELTS speaking part, if you're asked about a mistake,
This is gold. Don't just say, I made a mistake. Say, I spilled coffee on my shirt 5 minutes before the interview, but I just put on a jacket to play it off.
it shows you have social agility, which is really impressive. Okay, that connects to our next phrase, to dish out.
To dish out, and this is usually about dishing out criticism or insults.
Right. Now, the word dish usually makes me think of food. Let me dish you up some pasta. It sounds generous. So why does this phrase feel so aggressive?
Well, think about how food is dished out in, say, a cafeteria. It's slapped onto the plate, it's about volume and carelessness.
So when you dish out criticism, you're not being careful or constructive.
Not at all. You're just dumping negativity on someone. You'd never say, my mentor dished out some really helpful advice.
No, that sounds completely wrong. You'd say gave advice or offered feedback.
Exactly. You dish out punishment, insults, things like that. The classic use is about hypocrisy.
He loves to dish it out, but he can't take it.
We've all met that person. In a workplace, it's the manager who's constantly dishing out criticism for tiny mistakes.
But the second you suggest a small improvement, they just can't handle it. They get defensive.
Right. And socially, it works for things like a sibling rivalry. My brother and I are always dishing out pranks on each other.
It implies a back and forth. But if it's all one way, it's just bullying.
True. But if you do it right and it's playful, maybe you get a laugh. Which brings us to our next one, to crack someone up.
Crack me up. The definition is pretty simple, right? To make someone laugh a lot.
To make them laugh suddenly and uncontrollably. And I think uncontrollably is the key word there.
How so? I mean, is it really different from just amusing someone?
I think so. Amusing is polite. It's mild. You might smile. Cracking up is visceral. It's a physical reaction.
You lose your composure.
Yes. Think of the word crack. You're breaking the facade of seriousness. That's why it's so funny when it happens in a really tense meeting or a quiet library.
You're not supposed to laugh, but you just can't help it.
And that's why it's such a great phrase for an IELTS answer about, say, a favorite comedian. Don't just say he's funny.
Say he cracks me up.
Right. Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory doesn't even need to say anything. His serious expression just cracks me up.
It shows it's a reflex.
I can't stop it. I get it. Speaking of visuals, let's talk about a dead ringer.
This is a fun one. The example in the source was about a fungus that looks like a dead ringer for Al Pacino.
Which is a fantastic image. So a dead ringer means an exact duplicate.
Not just similar. It has to be almost identical, uncanny.
So it's stronger than just saying someone is a look-alike. Much stronger. You might say I have a resemblance to my father, but you'd only say I'm a dead ringer for him if it was so close it was shocking.
The kind of thing that makes you do a double take.
Exactly. So in a workplace, maybe a new hire walks in and everyone freezes because he's a dead ringer for the CEO who got fired last year.
Ooh, that would be awkward.
It really adds drama to the description.
It does. Okay, let's switch from visual doubles to verbal doubles. The phrase tongue-in-cheek.
This one is so tricky to master in a new language.
It really is, because it's all about tone. A tongue-in-cheek comment is one that's meant to be ironic or humorous, but it's often said with a completely straight face.
So how is that different from just being sarcastic?
Well, sarcasm is usually more biting. It can be mean. If I drop a glass and you say, "Nice one," that's sarcasm. And tongue-in-cheek is more playful?
More playful or mock serious. You're pretending to believe something absurd for comedic effect. But it can be dangerous, especially in writing.
In an email, yeah. There's no tone of voice.
So if your boss asks you to work on Saturday and you email back, "Of course, I'd much rather be here with these spreadsheets than enjoying my weekend."
That is very clearly tongue-in-cheek.
To you, maybe. But if your boss doesn't get it, they might reply, "Great, thanks for your dedication." And now you're stuck.
So it requires you to really know your audience?
It does. But sometimes we say things we don't mean, not because we're being clever, but because our brain just betrays us.
Which leads us to the Freudian slip.
The subconscious leak. A normal slip of the tongue is just a mechanical error. You mean to say pass the bread, but you say pass the bed. It's meaningless.
But a Freudian slip has meaning. It reveals a hidden thought or desire.
Exactly. The classic example is a kid calling their teacher mom.
Which is embarrassing, for sure. But in the adult world, it can be so much worse.
Oh, way worse. Imagine you're talking to your current partner and you accidentally call them by your ex's name.
Oof. That is not a slip of the tongue. That is a verbal grenade.
It's a Freudian slip because it suggests you're still thinking about your ex. That's the psychological weight.
And what happens in the room after you drop that grenade?
You get palpable tension.
Our next phrase, palpable. That means you can touch it, right?
That's the root of the word, yeah. So palpable tension is a feeling in a room that is so intense, so heavy, it feels like you could physically feel it.
So it's more than just an awkward silence.
Much more. Awkward is just uncomfortable. Palpable is heavy. It's thick. It's usually tied to really strong emotions like fear or anger.
You don't really hear about palpable joy.
Not really, no. It's more for dramatic situations. A thriller movie where the hero is hiding and the killer is right outside the door. The tension in that scene is palpable.
In a workplace, it's the feeling in the room right after layoffs are announced.
Perfect example. The silence is heavy. That is palpable tension.
Okay, so you've got this tension. You have a huge deadline or a crisis. What do?
You have to knuckle down.
And this one is about a change in attitude.
Exactly. It's the switch. You don't knuckle down if you've been focused all day. You knuckle down when you stop procrastinating.
It's the moment you say, okay, playtime is over, time to get serious.
Right. The exams are next week, so I really need to knuckle down and study. It implies grit, determination. It's very similar to buckle down.
So a manager could say, all right, team, we've got 3 hours to finish this report. Let's knuckle down.
It's a call to action. And very briefly, one last phrase to just mention is nagging suspicion.
That persistent gut feeling that something's not quite right.
Like you left the oven on, or you feel like you're forgetting something important. A very useful phrase.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. I think it's time to see if everyone was listening.
It's quiz time. We're going to give you a sentence and 3 options.
We'll move pretty quickly, so feel free to pause after each question if you need a moment to think about the answer. Ready?
Let's do it. Question 1. He tripped on the stairs in front of everyone, but tried to play it off by dancing instantly. What does it mean to play it off?
Is it A, to openly acknowledge the mistake to gain sympathy, B, to pretend that the embarrassing event did not happen, or C, to aggressively blame someone else for the accident?
The correct answer is B, to pretend the embarrassing event did not happen. Remember, he used the dancing as a performance to cover the trip.
All right, question 2. He loves to dish out insults, but he can't handle it when people insult him back. To dish out.
Does that mean A, to prepare a large meal for a gathering of friends, B, to accept harsh feedback without showing emotion, or C, to deliver criticism or punishment to other people?
The answer is C, to deliver criticism or punishment. Think of slapping insults onto a plate.
Question 3. Despite the serious situation, his sudden comment managed to crack me up. To crack me up.
Is it A, it caused me to laugh suddenly and uncontrollably? B, it caused me to have an unexpected nervous breakdown? Or C, it annoyed me significantly and ruined the atmosphere?
The answer is A. It caused me to laugh suddenly and uncontrollably. It broke his serious composure.
Okay, number 4. Everyone stared at him because he was a dead ringer for the famous actor. A dead ringer.
Does that mean A, he was a dangerous rival who threatened the actor? B, he was someone who looked exactly like the actor? Or C, he was a person who strongly disliked the actor?
The answer here is B. He was someone who looked exactly like the actor. An uncanny, almost perfect duplicate.
Question 5. Her comment was tongue-in-cheek, but he took it seriously and got offended. Tongue-in-cheek.
Is that A, it was intended to be ironic or not taken seriously? B, it was a sincere statement based on factual evidence? Or C, it was a malicious insult meant to cause deep pain?
The correct answer is A, it was intended to be ironic or not taken seriously. Remember, it's about playful, mock-serious humor.
Number 6. Calling his teacher mom was an embarrassing Freudian slip. An embarrassing Freudian slip.
Was it A, a deliberate lie told to manipulate the situation? B, a physical stumble caused by a lack of attention? Or C, a spoken error revealing subconscious thoughts?
And the answer is C, a spoken error revealing subconscious thoughts. His brain accidentally revealed a hidden truth.
Almost there. Question 7. After the argument, there was a palpable tension in the room. What is palpable tension?
A, a subtle unease that was easily ignored by everyone. B, an atmosphere so intense it seemed physically touchable. Or C, a relaxed feeling that followed the resolution of conflict.
The answer is B, an atmosphere so intense it seemed physically touchable. Remember, palpable means you can almost feel it.
And our final question, number 8. Exams are starting soon, so I really need to knuckle down and study. To knuckle down.
Does that mean A, to surrender to the pressure and give up on the task? B, to ask for assistance from a professional instructor? Or C, to apply myself seriously and work hard on the task?
The answer is C, to apply myself seriously and work hard. It's that moment you decide to stop procrastinating and get to work.
And that is our list. If you got all 8, well done. You're ready to start using these.
But the key thing is to actually use them. These phrases aren't just about vocabulary. They're about understanding complex social situations, embarrassment, humor, tension.
Exactly. If you use them correctly, you show that you can read the room, not just translate words.
And if you want to practice reading a room with real people, you should head over to SpeakDuo.com. Get in a conversation and see if you can make someone crack up.
That's the real test. Thanks for listening. Go knuckle down on your English practice.
See you next time.